How does this camp compare to your first 5?
As you get older, camp is more fun every year because when you're a young guy, you're thinking like, oh man, I can't wait to get home and play Xbox, or I can't wait to get home and just chill. And it's like every year you get older, you just accept the fact that football is what you do, and it's like this is your fun time. Like this is when you chill, is when you're watching film or yada yada. So every year just gets a lot more fun, honestly. And this being, my 6 or I don't even, 6. It's just super fun to hang out all day with everybody on the team, the coaches. It's just a totally different mentality and environment to be in. So it's just a fun time, just because you're really hanging out with your friends all day, just playing football. So it's like, what's there not to like about that?
I guess you kind of have settled at a good frame because you've been at that sort of 280 range for a while now. How do you feel different physically, or just how do you feel physically now compared to either the spring or last year? Just how's that growth?
Yeah, I mean, I've always fluctuated a ton in terms of weight. I've been light, I've been super heavy, and basically right now I'm just focusing on being as explosive and as strong as possible, because with what they're asking me to do here at UW, that would be the most important thing. So just focusing on explosiveness, speed, strength. I know if I do those 3 things the best, then there's not going to be a whole lot that could stop me. So just focusing on that. I know my weight fluctuates a lot. So whatever I feel most comfortable at is where I'll be staying at during the season. It could be like 280, 275, 270, somewhere around that range. Just whatever I feel the best at.
You've kind of been a standard as a starter, obviously, throughout the first 3 practices, unsurprisingly, but I know that they're working in guys opposite you, whether it's Braylon today or Sabell or Cooper. Just what is your sense about those young guys coming through and how ready they are, I guess, for that moment?
Yeah, those 3 dudes are super hard workers, and they've improved every year that they've been here. So it's like Coach Malloy really wants to see all those dudes throughout camp, see what they put on film, see how good their technique is, how good they acclimate to coaching. So basically, for Malloy, it's him just looking at those dudes and seeing who the guy is going to be, because he's looking for a next guy. And all 3 of those dudes, they're capable of being that guy. So right now, early in camp, it's pretty much just looking at consistency, technique, aggressiveness, like style of play. And all those dudes are putting good stuff on film. So, I mean, it's going to be a hard decision for Malloy, obviously, what guy he's going to go with there. But to tell you guys, all 3 of those dudes are really good, and they get better every day, and it's only day 3. So probably in a couple weeks, that'll be a different conversation. But right now it's like he's looking at those 3 guys, and they're all really good. So it's just day-to-day basis what they can do.
How do you feel about your defensive front? Last year, when you guys started the short season, you lost Thule right off the bat. Levi opted out. Latu got injured. All of a sudden, I think you were down to like a 3rd-unit guy starting when the season started. Then there's a lot of rush yards in some of those games. How do you feel about it now, since these guys are a little more experienced? Thule's back. ZTF's going to come back at some point.
Honestly, I'm not concerned about it at all. I know with the last 2 games that were played last season, a lot of people's concerns were the run. I know the guys that we have, and I know the young guys that we have at the defensive line, and you got Taki and Thule, who are both back and fine. And the young guys are super hard workers, which is, you don't usually see that every year. Being a college guy, guys come in and it's like freshmen are freshmen. But the group of guys that they have in the D-line, the young guys, they know how to work, and they're talented guys. So I really honestly have no concern about being able to stop the run at all. I know it was a little iffy last season, but there was, a lot of stuff going on the D-line. Outside backers, we were losing guys, injuries, whatnot. So, but moving forward, I wouldn't even be concerned about that at all.
Does it make you smile when you see a guy like Paihopa lose his temper out there? True freshmen, I don't think usually do that, but I've seen him do it now in spring and fall, and I'm thinking, I like that.
We definitely like it. I know the coaches don't want us to like it, but energy is energy, and we're always going to feed off of that. So we definitely want dudes that have poise and, not get us a penalty or something. But if we're in camp, it's like we want to see that. We like that energy. You know, we want guys to be pissed. Like, we want guys to be having fun because that's like all it's about. But when it comes to game time, we for sure got to learn how to be poised, and you know, because they're gonna catch the second dude that throws a punch or whatever it is. So I mean, it's only day 3. Dudes are probably gonna be pretty pissed moving forward the next week and a half. But I think around week 2, guys will be a lot more composed and have their stuff together. But we do like to see it.
Ryan, you've been here a long time, and you've gone up against some really good offensive linemen in your time here. How good are the guys that you go against every day, and who do you really have to tighten it up for because he just gives you fits?
They're pretty good. They're fun to go against. Honestly, it's weird. We don't even really think about them like that, though. We study their sets and study their techniques, and it's like whatever dude that it is, we're not even really going to be thinking about it. But it's like, okay, Jackson Kirkland's right there. It's like, okay, I know that he sets this certain way. I know that he likes to do this with his inside hand, so I'm going to do this. I'm going to change my game up that way. But I mean, if I really had to say like who I really have to like focus on, it'd be Jackson for sure. Mainly because I don't really rush as much from the right side. So if I was going to think, like, it'd be like, oh, yeah, Jackson, all right, I got to tap in real quick to my keys and know how he sets, know what hand he likes to use, and just read him more effectively than some of the other guys. Some other guys, you just go, you know, and do your thing. But, you know, guys like Jackson, you got to actually think more and be like, okay, I got to play the mind game.
And Jackson, he's got a different body type than the guy next to him.
Yeah.
How's it different going up against MJ with that kind of size?
Well, it's like, is MJ and Henry Binavaldo are huge. Like, they're just massive. They're like 330. And Jackson, he's pretty big now. He's like 320, maybe 315. But he's more athletic. He's got really good feet. Those two guys are, MJ and Biney are very athletic too. It's just they're a different style of offensive lineman. But with Jackson, he's got really good feet. So it's like, you really got to play the mind game. You know, with some of the other guys, you can get away with like finesse and athletic ability, but some dudes you really have to have the mind game.
Pro Football Focus is really enamored with your defense. They've crunched all these numbers and they've called you a top 5 defense with the Alabamas, and I can't remember who the other 4 were, Cincinnati, I think. I know you can't live off that, but do you feel that's a high compliment when you hear something like that?
For sure. I mean, yeah, we love all the compliments, but honestly, we're not even paying attention to them because what Coach Lake preaches, it's like ignore the noise. So it's like people are going to say good stuff, people are going to say bad stuff. There's always going to be haters and there's always going to be lovers. So it's like we're just going to keep thinking about this. Excuse me. You know, we're just going to think about this stuff in here. We're like, guys are going to give compliments, guys are going to hate. It's just what it is. So, I mean, of course, seeing the PFF stuff, you're like, oh, all right. But then you got to quickly just shut that out and be like, I'm back to work here. I'm not focused on anything outside the building.
Just if you didn't hear that at all, it'd be a problem.
Maybe. I mean, we know we're good, though, so it's like, all right, we're good. You know?
What's the development of Savell Smalls looked like over the past year, where he kind of got thrown into the fire last year a little bit, compared to just the spring and now into the fall year too for him?
Yeah, he's just a great kid, you know, and he's really screwed his head on his shoulders tight. He's really a smart, mature dude, and he comes to work every day. So honestly, I'm very excited about his future as a dog because I could see it, you know, the potential and the ability that he has and the aggressiveness that he plays with. So like, yeah, it's exciting for me because I got Coop, Braylon, and Savell on the other side, and I know any one of them could pop off any second and be great because they all have the potential to be great. But in Savell's case, it's like he's really matured a ton and he works super hard and he loves the game of football. So it's like practicing with dudes like that, that's just like how Zion is, you know, it's just like practicing with guys like that, it makes the game way more fun. So, and then everybody feeds off that energy. Guys are locked in, but also like jokey, you know, like we mess around, but we're locked in though at the same time because football. It just makes it a lot more fun for everybody else.
All right. We got Jackson ready to go, so we'll let Ryan go. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you, guys.